Hello, 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 hello. I'm Lynn Browder, and I have a son, Owen, who is 13 and has autism. We paint together, working on his fine motor skills. He helps me paint the backgrounds of our paintings, and then I paint the rest. Oops, as I'm starting to paint here. Well, let's see. I, of course, have to pick it up and I've lost, maybe it's my imagination, but it's right where I want it to be. It's a bristle. There we go. There we go. It was a bristle right in the middle of my screen. And I couldn't pick it up. And so I scraped and scraped. Anyways, it's always interesting what happens. So I'm trying to attempt, and it's not going to be the easiest of designs. See, I can't even like concentrate and talk at the same time. Okay, now can you see what I'm gonna do? Can you see the heart? I wanted to do kind of like this fading of the design and keep it a heart all the way around, and then go from there. Probably needed more right in here. I needed more of that. So today Owen woke up early again. Today is Saturday, and he's known all week that he wasn't going to see his grandma today because she had other plans that she had to go to. And he's known. I mean, she told him, and we've been working on this all week. And he even woke up, when he woke up early, he knew he was not going to her house. It's one of those things that even though he says it, he doesn't necessarily really grasp it. And any change is a change. So as much as he understands, it's still difficult for him. So at least he wasn't screaming at me and wasn't like mad about it. Like it was still difficult on him, but difficult versus not understanding or not comprehending, not accepting, I guess, all kind of what he feels, I guess, I'm supposing. He can't handle anything that's not, like, he gets very upset when change happens. So he's getting there. I mean, at least he was able to like handle it, and he knew that he's supposed to go to his grandma's tomorrow after church. So I'm praying that he actually does sleep all night because, oh, um, when he went to bed, well, going to bed was not like he kept asking for extra time and screaming at me about that. Um, so it was, that part was kind of hard. But tonight, I mean, not in the middle of the night, he was screaming about going to bed tonight. So I'm just praying that this isn't all going to continue for the night. But so I slept for 2 or 3 hours, all blending together now, and hopefully that continues the trend for him as well. Oh, it's very hard for me when, like, I used to never need sleep, and now it seems like that's all I ever need is sleep. So my head is probably in the way of the thing again. I'm trying to keep myself out of the camera shot, but I have a feeling I may have entered the camera zone there. So now I'm trying to decide if what I did was any fun. I've been trying to push myself and do some different things lately. And some work, some, I've done this before where I've made a cross with it. And so it's not that a cross is square, but the right angles of the cross made it easier to kind of do the effect that I was kind of looking for. Oops, now I'm really getting myself in a I pushed too far in, but that's okay. So now I'm trying to decide if I want to put anything in the heart or if I just want to leave it. This is like where I get myself always like in a pickle, because then I start deciding, like, because I've done before where, like, I'm gonna knock everything over, I can tell. Yep, it's all coming down. See, this is my heart. So I was thinking that now what I can do is go back in and put these little hearts in here. And we'll see. We'll see. So we'll just keep doing. So last night, the storms came through, and they were awful for so many people. We got some bad weather. I mean, it came definitely. I mean, there was nothing fun about it. But it did not, in my immediate area, it didn't do as much damage as it did in Kentucky and some other states. I'm hoping I have more of the purpley color. What you hear me doing over here is I'm basically out of my color that I need. But I haven't seen the exact reports, but they said couple of towns, 10, 20 miles from here, where it hit kind of hit hard, but I haven't seen what was hit, whether it's houses or areas. I'm not sure. We have a lot of mountains, so sometimes the mountains break the winds and everything, so it's not quite as hard as some other areas. So I really don't know. Today was one of those days that just kind of got through. I haven't been feeling my best to begin with, and then with everything else, I've just kind of been going through the motions. So I still haven't decided if I want to do the flowers, but here we are. I joke. We've already committed to them, but sometimes once I start something, like the picture of what I wanted to do and what actually happened are like two different things. But that is quite often the case with what I paint or what I'm doing, because you think you're doing something and it changes. Like life, you think you're doing something, and just life just changes constantly. And that's one of the things I'm trying to get Owen to understand, is that pretty much the only thing in life that is constant is change. And he does not always grasp that. And how do you teach something so random like that, yet so concrete? Like, you get used to daylight savings, and then it goes and changes. You get used to just any and everything, and it's constantly changing. I'm like really trying to get some of this purple out, the darker, because it is almost gone. Let's see if I leave it setting upside down. So as much as I want Owen to accept change, it's hard, because even when you do accept change then changes again. The time change, when places are open, when places close, what you think of, as y'all know, everything changes. And accepting change, I think that's part of it for me as well, because trying to get Owen to accept change is hard, because me accepting change is hard. So that in itself is a whole nother ball of wax. Because who wants to it's like, every time I think about it, it's like when you go to the grocery store and they change where something is, that is so not fun. But yet, we have to get used to it. We have to deal with it. We have to be okay with the grocery store change. And that a lot of times is the same for all of this with him, because he has to be able to just deal with it. And again, that's not something that I have an easy time dealing with, so why should he, you know? I think we're about there for filling out the things. Kind of looks like a heart. I think I got enough googly gosh out of my purple. Well, I think this one's more of a plum. I think that's even what it's called. Yep, plum. Plum. And again, my head's probably in the middle of it. The other day I posted one and it was all over the map when I was doing it. Just trying to kind of get these a little more flower-like. Okay. And my hands are like with chemo infusions and regular infusions, the drugs and stuff they give you is interesting. So I have like these tingly things in my hands, and I'm ready for that to stop. So let's just add one more thing to my little cancer thing, because I had they're watching, my eye doctor is watching my eyes. They're doing better. None of it is thankfully like it's all serious, but you know, none of it's where I have to have surgery, or if because cancer causes cancer. You like, she had to check my eyes for that since I had these like flashes, and they're still checking. She kept calling it the jelly. I'm the world's worst about technical terms and what's actually happening. So, but they're gonna keep checking it as time goes on, but it's not anything that's severe to keep worrying about. Well, that's gonna affect the rest of my brain. I can't talk. Okay, so I sign O for Owen, and then L and B. All right. Thanks so much for watching and being a part of our day. Toodles, toodles.